All right. TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. I am so happy. It's the end of the week. We got plenty of farming things I need to do. And when markets are closed, I don't have to think about them. I fantasize about something or another. It's what I mean by fantasize. I kind of think about theoretical positions and so forth. But overall, or positions that are on, overall, that type of thing. When I say fantasy, I just kind of dream about different concepts. Where they go and where they're coming from. How's that? Anyhow, let's get to the chat line. And if I didn't say it before, I'll say it again. And that is, or I would say it again, is good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Somewhere, somehow. It's late Friday night in Tokyo. It's early morning in the US of A. And in between, there's a lot of, that's the financial stretch from there. Tokyo to basically the United States, across the planet. You go into India and, go to different places, Dubai and Tel Aviv and all the trading going on and, and so forth and so on. And then you got, you have, Switzerland, and you have Frankfurt, and you have England, and, Spain and Amsterdam, and there's trading Milan, everywhere. They're all trading. We're all trading. It's trading time. So, and let's check out the chat line at the same time. And you can see the dollar index up top there, a little red there this morning, trying to press down. You see the line breaking down. Interest rates seem to be moving back up again here in the States. It's kind of like the weather, up and down, up and down. All right, let's get to the chat line. Where is the chat line? Why am I having an issue with that? There we go. And there we are. We're cranking her open. And there's Doc. And then there's the chat line. And do I see anybody on there? Nothing yet. No, okay. So I didn't miss anybody's question, answer, or in between. So that's all right. That's good. And let's lower the volume. Let's not take that volume. There we are. And you're looking at the camping site there with the Milky Way. Isn't that a nice shot at the Milky Way? Now let's move it over to the dollar index on Chicago Quant Technologies. There's the S&P 500. Just a little bit. Not much weakness. I had these, I guess they call them broken wing butterflies, things like that. And I had some buy rights on, and they're getting, they're getting ready to go out the door today. So it'll expire, and it'll be done and over with. Let's see. Let's go with the dollar index. Let's see how they are right there. And you can see it couldn't get into the sell yesterday because of the red and the green. And now they're not doing it to the dollar. Oh, yeah, I think I do see it. When I look at this closely, there it is. I see a little red there. How about that? So it's a little red, and there's another red, two reds. Excellent. So, we're kind of making the noise there. This has started to do something which is very fascinating. Like right there, there's a green. No other green. I'm not sure where that got to, but that's interesting. And so we're getting that action in that what I thought the Hinkies could represent are representing it, which is really good for people who use J4X. Good idea there. What else can we say about the dollar? Why don't we do this, just a real quick look at the 30-year, just to emphasize what they're doing with it. You can see they popped it up. It was lower this morning, and now it's lifting back up again. There's talk that they are going to do another quarter point in about 12 days, but again, anything's possible. In other words, data coming in or justifying or, whatever. I mean, I could go into many different metaphors, but in the end result is that more than likely they will raise rates a quarter percentage point. All right, let me take a sip of my tea. Excuse that noise. There we are. So, I guess that's all we can really say about the dollar. Is it's really trapped in this little plateau area. I think I'll emphasize it a little bit more today. From like right here all the way over. It's like a plateau. It's kind of locked itself in. It's built a base, so basically it's not challenging lows, which is a good thing, you know. After that big, long slide that went on, and it did make even a lower low way down in here, back in that October area where it seems like a lot of bottoms were created. The euro dollar, not the euro dollar, the euro dollar pairs trade. There's an actual futures contract called the euro dollar, which is not the pairs trade. And that's the largest trading futures contract in the world. But not many people think about it or look at it or talk about it. It trades very tight, but it trades incredible amounts of volume. It's money outside the United States, minus the cost and taxes and so forth of transmitting it over. So, and there's an actual Japanese dollar pair futures contract also. But it's not the same as the Forex, the pairs trade itself. It's just American dollars outside the country in Japan, just like the American dollars in Europe, in dollars, not in euros, not an offset. So, anyhow, that's what that's all about. Is that we're seeing the euro making its all-time low in that same low with the current with the. I guess that would be like something like a 10-year low in the bonds or 15-year low in the bonds. Matter of fact, that would be interesting to throw up on the screen. Let's see how far back the 10-year goes. Let's see, like, so right there, that's the plateau. It's a higher low than this low, higher low here than this low, and obviously right there. Now let's go over to J4X and take a look at the bond, just for interest sake, and see how far back they go. And see where we, you know how we went and looked at the Japanese yen against the dollar pairs trade itself, the currencies, and we saw that. And let's see, where's the 30-year bond? There's a bond. We used to have the 30-year bond. Let's see if we can figure out where that's at on here. Let's see. There's that. No. No, I don't see it. Okay, so maybe we have to type it in. Let's see if we can type this in. So, 30-year, wrong keyboard there. Let's see. Let's try this. 30-year, or U.S. bond, how about that? U.S. bond. Let's see what that does. Nothing. Okay, so let's try this. 10-year. Nothing. Okay, how about bond? There's a Boon Euro. There it is. That's a treasury bond. That's good enough for me. 130. Yep, that's a 30-year. That's it. Right price, 130.56. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. 18. Remember, 18 30 seconds, or basically almost a half, because it's 18 30 seconds, 17 30 seconds, 18 30 seconds. What's it? 16 30 seconds is a half. That's what that is. 50. So it's 16 right now on the screen right there. You can see that's 16, and it's at a half there. So that's what it is. So now let's do this. Let's go back to a monthly. Or even a quarterly would be interesting. And let's make that the whole page. And there's the monthly going back to, is it before the bankruptcy of the world? No, it's not showing that. It just goes to 2019. Too bad. Okay. I was hoping. That would be great. Be able to look back. I think we could find it other ways too on the screen. We can try to get it on there. And see, when's the last time we really were in this particular area price-wise? And obviously, when you know the price, then you know the interest rate. So, but it seems like they all found a way to bottom out in the October area. And there, it's kind of interesting. All right. So we'll see what they do with the rest of it at this point in time. All right, from there we're going to slide our way over to, boy, what a quiet day. Nobody here. I see just a couple, unless the rest are hidden. Let's move over to the euro itself and see what the euro is doing this morning. There we are. So there's the euro, and it went into the buy yesterday, right there. It looks kind of fine, right there. Didn't I put that line in there? It better be in the British pound. I remember talking about that yesterday. All right, and so you can see the strength is there. It's in the weekly. You know, the fast algorithm is cleanly above the slow with no problem. It's going to be a 5th full week and a 6th full week overall of strength in this product. And then, let's see, where else do we go from there? We slide over to that. Let's put it in the there, right? In there. We'll put it in the J4X. And there it is right there. Doing basically the same thing. You know, a lot of sliding sideways, and now we're starting to get greens, and it's turning up, and it's pushing. So we're getting more strength in that at the same time. So, you know, after that all-time low in the 96s, we are now cruising at basically the 110 area almost. It's 109.80 and change. So that's been a really great bounce up, 14 handles, as we would say in the futures world. And what else can we say about it? I guess that's about it. Looking good in a daily buy and a weekly buy. So, you know, I imagine we'll see another week of action on the upside and more weakness in the dollar. Now, probably the only thing I can say, as I said a little while ago in the webinar here already, and that is that they're talking about a 1/4 point increase in 12 days. So it's starting to filter into the market. So if we're seeing the euro kind of flatten out up in here, as I take a sip of my tea again, you know, and we looked at the dollar and we put a big trapezoid around that dollar chart right there. You know, that's pretty much what they're doing. They're building a base, and then what'll happen is that that's the bond, and then let's take a look at the dollar index itself again. You know, it's been doing that same thing. It does. And we'll tighten it up. You'll be able to see that there. It keeps on finding ways to go down and make lower highs and lower lows. Right now, this is the support area. That century mark, we talked about this, that century mark on the dollar index is going to be noisy, or as they'd like to say in hedge fund world, sticky. They don't want to be very aggressive with things, so they say very polite adjectives. Sticky, kind of sticky. It'll be interesting when that breaks, what the media will be doing next. What would they be blaming it on? Trump or something like that, I guess. Anyway, that is what we see. Now let's jump back over to the currencies and let's go to the cable. Better be green lines on there. Yes, good. Oh, good. We're pushing into the red again. So, you know, now the cable is a good solid 6 weeks in the buy. We have some weakness starting to show up on both. You know, they're curving right there. And they just missed it right there at the bottom to go into the weekly buy. I mean, so close. The next day they were both through it, but we were in a daily buy, so you couldn't be short. That was a good thing. By the time we got to sell, it was cleanly through up and running hot and heavy, you know, and basically protecting any trend trader not to be short. And that is the cable there. Now let's go take a look at the cable over on J4X. Put it. Ooh, that's Robin, so. What's up, Rob?
Sure you didn't hit a mute switch of some nature.
You're not hearing me?
No, and I muted, no
Try.
volume.
No one's saying anything, and I can hear me on another computer. So
Weird.
yeah.
I shut it down, brought it back. I don't know what's up. I just wanted to let you know.
No, that's all right. I'm just waiting. Can anybody out there hear me besides me?
There's no one here.
I just see one. We'll see if someone kicks in.
Two watching. Someone must be there.
Yeah, someone's there. Just throw an X or a Y or just anything, a letter, anything to say that you can hear us. Sometimes Giannis is listening and working at the same time. So if he hears that, he'll chime in.
Okay.
Chime in. Okay, no, I'm glad you said it. I don't see you up on there either. All right, so just try to restart and go from there.
I did.
Oh, okay, good. Because if I stopped it now and I tried to restart it, it would freak the system out, and I'd have to, yeah, so.
All right. I wish someone else was here and they could say whether or not they can.
Yeah. Okay, a third just joined in.
The control is under the screen, and it's a speaker. It says mute, and then you click it again, and it says unmute.
Interesting.
And no volume.
No volume.
I'll shut it off and come back in.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
All right,
Bye.
Roger. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, yeah, there you are. I can't hear you. I just saw that. Bye-bye. Okay. Anyhow. All right, so I hope someone can hear me out there. And I imagine the OBS is recording it all. So we'll see from there. All right, now I'm checking Dukascopy on. That's the only reason I missed the old Dukascopy way of doing things. Now we're YouTube. All right, from there, where do we go from there? All right, so we're looking at cable. Did I get to the cable? Where's cable? Right, it's right around here. There it is, GBP. You can see that little weakness kicking in there. You see the line trying to turn up. We're still rolling over. So the pressure, there's a little pressure there, and that could be that quarter point increase. That's going to start filtering into the markets a little bit here in the pairs trades. Some, as I always get desperate at the end here in a sentence like that and say, somewhere along the line, fundamentals have to start appearing. Fundamentals have to appear. All right, from there we'll slide over to the Swiss, see how they're doing this morning. And we'll throw that right up on J4X since we're right here. And there's Swiss doing the right thing, heading down against the dollar. There we are. Yep, good. Our work shows the same way. That's all good. And that weekly trend is holding up very well. Nothing going on wrong there. Everybody hear me out there? Just double checking. Can you hear me now? Just making sure everybody can hear me. I have a computer on that I'm watching separately from the computer that I'm watching from, and the sound is coming through. So I have to believe that everybody can hear me. But if anybody would like to just throw a letter Y up there if they hear me, or anything, any letter, I don't care. Number, letter, smile, thumbs down, whatever. All right, so on the Swiss, you can see even with the Bollinger Bands we've had up there, someone asked us about that, and we put them in it, and it's been fine, kind of fascinating how it rides the bottom channel of the Bollinger Band. And as our work on the weekly started right at around that point at the same time, it started off right there, and has been oscillating back and forth down that band in a cell right there, except for the little pop right there. All right. From the Swiss, we'll move over to the... Oh, there we go. George says, yeah, Doc, just got on board. On loud and clear. Excellent. Yeah, Robin said he couldn't hear me. So you can see it on there. Robin says, I can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Sounds like one of those telephone commercials. for a cell phone. So, excuse me, sipping the tea again. Now let's, what do I want to do? I want to get out on the tractor after this webinar. I want to try to turn some more dirt over. Our ground has been nice and warm. We've had 80-degree days. I got plants in the greenhouse that say they need to get outside and play. Yeah. All right. So from the Swiss, we'll slide over to the yen, and there's the yen. You can see the yen went into sell yesterday, or was underneath, but we had volatility signal there. And the weekly at the same time is pressing up. I'm not sure what goes on with the yen, but the yen always has that natural tendency to walk its own way. You know, it's a very healthy. All right, let's try that again. It's a very big economy. You know, it's about the same size as China. So, you know, they have import and export going on, and their currency floats. So, you know, that has a great influence on that yen to take its own direction. They also are paying zero interest rates or minus interest rates all the way up until 2 year, I believe it is. So that is unique in its own right. Another odd situation. It makes it hard to do investing. You know, when you have that zero interest rate, it is a very strange situation. I wonder if they give like tax abatements because of it or something like that. I mean, you're paying the government. How do you deduct paying the government tax? No, interest. That's it. So usually you can deduct interest from taxes. So when you have to pay interest to the government, I guess you deduct that from your taxes. I never really thought about that. Anybody in Europe, you know, you went through a decade of minus where you were paying interest to your government. You know, so how did that work tax-wise? You deduct what you paid to the government? So it's kind of like a tax, isn't it? So you're deducting your taxes, which would be really cool if you could deduct your taxes. All right. So there's the yen. That's my riff on the yen. Just confused in general how that whole thing works. Let's see. Robin says, you said SO audio up. All right. Let there be sound, and there was. And the traders said it was good. How do you like that biblical one, Robin? Let there be sound. And it was. And the traders said it was good. It's Genesis. So I just twisted Genesis a little bit there, huh? Let there be light. There you go. All right. So from there, we go to the Turkish lira. Let's take a look at the Euro-Turkish lira pairs trade. And it climbed up into the buy yesterday. Still trying to climb today, but it's right on the zero line with a green and a red. So, you know, maybe they're not going to go after all-time highs today, or they'll do it. You know, if they do it, they're going to do it like after Europe is closed. Everybody's closed on the planet. The United States is almost closed, like the last hour, and then they'll jam on it. Boom. And there was. And the traders said it was good. I just cracked myself up. All right. And then from there, what do we got? Let's put Turkish lira up on J4X right there. You can see that strength of 3 days of green. And it's trying. You know, it's trying. You see the green line down at the bottom. Right here, bouncing up, just like it's doing over here. You know, bouncing up. The weekly is holding on. So we're probably going to go through another week of, you know, a weekly buy. Let's see what they do next week. I mean, when you're trading at all-time highs, it's a real tough way of trying to interpret if they're going to back it off and digest, you know, consolidate, things like that. But that is the way we are rolling around here. That is something. All right, and then from there, we go over to the Mexican peso, what I like to call the king brick. Mexican peso is the king brick. If there's going to be a BRIC, the Mexican peso is going to be the leader of it. That's for sure. And you can see here, it's kind of flatlined. The big circle is when they announced that they were thinking about joining the BRIC. They haven't done it yet. And so maybe they're realizing that when they join the BRIC, they're going to be the king BRIC. And then they're going to get stuck with that reserve currency issue where money is buying the BRIC for the BRIC and not for the Mexico government, in other words, the Mexican economy. And then their money supply will expand dramatically, and that's very harsh to a country when the money supply expands, but it's not being utilized in that country at the same time. Speaking of which, the money supply in the United States has dropped to a 40-year low. How about that? No more than a year ago, almost 2 years ago, it was at a record high. And it's now at a 40-year low. So that's kind of interesting right there. Money supply dropping. So we look at the king BRIC right now, right there, which is the Mexican peso. I guess the second one in line would be the South African rand. And then we throw the Indian rupee in as third. And then from there, it's just a little pot of confusion. So there would be the king BRIC. So how would they slide BRIC? I guess they got to put an M in there for BRICS, right? M BRIC. It'd be like string theory with M theory, You have string theory. Then you have M theory. And Witten wrote the math for M theory. And so Witten is like the father of string theory. So when you talk about M theory, you're talking about string theory. So I guess it would be like M BRIC. So it'll be like the M BRIC, Mexican BRIC. It'll be Mexican BRIC. Imagine how many things we could call that on a trading floor. That'd be neat. We look forward to the BRIC being created. It'll be very entertaining. Okay. Let's slide over to the two currencies that match up to the oil contract and the gold contract. Kind of brings us into that realm there, which is always kind of cool. So let's take a look at the Canadian. And you can see it's been moving up. And obviously when we go over to... I didn't even show you the Mexican peso BRIC. Right there. King BRIC. That's what we're going to call it now, the king BRIC. The king peso. King peso. Cool. Right there. So you can see there just moving down towards those lows. Definitely that wildness when they decided they might join the BRICS. I'm wondering if this is where they decided that they're not, and they're not going to tell anybody. I've seen the media try to claim that Saudi Arabia is joining the BRICS. They're not joining the BRICS. But they said that they would gladly take any currency that wanted to buy oil. They would sell it to them in whatever currency they wanted to. So they, in other words, they go, okay, here's, the Chinese yuan. It matches up to the dollar there. Give us X amount of yuan. Boom, done. And I don't have any problem with that at all. It's fine with me. They did not say they were going to price oil into BRIC. That they would not do. Because then they would be the king currency. If Saudi Arabia joined the BRIC, then it would go like Saudi Arabia, then Mexico, then the rupee? Yeah. No, South Africa, then the rupee. Before you know it, the ruble and the Chinese yuan won't even be in the BRIC. And I'm still having a hard time believing that the Brazil real will be in it to begin with. So either way, it's kind of, it's just not mechanically inclined for those last three to be able to fit into the BRIC. So it'll be BRIC and only. So then it'll be like M BRIC BRICS with two S's. One for South Africa, one for Saudi Arabia. Before you know it, they'll have to come up with a whole new name for the poor thing. All right. Because they'll be like, why are we calling this thing the brick when the Brazilian real is not even in it? Or and the yuan is only 2% of it? You know, it'll be like that type of attitude, you know. All right. From there, we take a look at that is we have Canadian on the right. We're going to put oil on the left. Where is it at? Oh, oil. Right. No, right there. There it is. So you can see here, it's been working its way down, and Canadian has been working its way up. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this webinar King Peso. King Mexican Peso of the BRICS. Yeah, that sounds like fun. All right. Now, from there, you can see crude oil way down. You know, assuming that it'll probably try to get into the low 70s. We're in the, where are we at now? Let's put it up on Chicago Quant. You can see, I say it's 77.71 on J4X, and we've moved to, what did we move to? We moved to the June contract too. Yeah, 77.68. Let's see what the back month looks like to that. 44. Okay, so the contango is still cruising along. That's what that's all about. That is true. This is true. What else can we say about that? Another sip of the tea, excuse me. Let me think. All right, from there, we go over to the South African Rand. That's what it is. So we'll put the South African Rand on J4X, like bang, like right there. So the pressure is down, so we would assume gold's pressure is up. I did look at platinum this morning, a couple hours ago. It's even higher. So there's definitely money running towards that direction. There is gold. Gold is going down. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. I put the red line in there for the charts this morning. So gold is heading down, and what's the South African Rand doing? Let's put that up. We're going to put in the South African Rand spot. We'll put gold like that. And it's broke the 2,000, and then we'll go over here and put the where is it at? Right there. We'll put the gold here. There it is. Oh, I know it. I want to do it the other way. That's right. I want to put South African Rand in there because I would assume it would be bouncing up. Wouldn't it be nice if it finally fell back to it's not the way it had been for a couple of years? No, it's bouncing up. It's not heading down anymore. But it is a red dot, and you can see the line. You see here it's trying to get to the zero line, and the weekly is another weekly sell, but the fast has jumped up above the manifold. If we start next week off with this moving up, then gold traders should be concerned. But at this point, with the way the platinum is moving, I'm not that concerned. And that is that when it comes to looking at the two currencies that match up to the commodities there, which I find interesting. Anybody care to see anything in particular? If not, I'm going to move on to the rest of the metals market. So there's gold. Let's put silver up there. There's silver. Oh, let's fix that. Excuse me. And let's move that to that, like so. And then we're going to close it. There it is, closed. Yes. So from there, there's the S&P. It's lifting a little bit up. It's trying. Looks like it's trying to get into a buy here. And there is the gold. Now let's put the silver up there. Silver doing the same thing. It's trying to... Actually, right at the moment, we move that over. Excuse me. Because it's just at the zero line, as you can see there. 0.01. It's just on that edge of trying to get into the sell. We see that pressure, and we saw the pressure also on the other metals too, like copper. Yesterday they smacked the doodled copper down. Let's check that out. We'll put copper over on J4X, right there. You know, showing that weakness and moving down for the last few days. And let's see, let me see. And then from there, where's copper at? Right there. See that pressure right there. Excuse me. So that action is, you know, constantly going on where it just doesn't want to go away. It just keeps on reflecting, you know, strength in that action. Now, we go to let's see, what else can we say? I guess that's about it with copper. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you platinum. There it is there. Oh my goodness. What is that? Look at that. Platinum up to 1150 almost today. 1144 high. Oh, they're really jacking this thing. I gotta believe that you don't have to worry about your gold or silver, you know, when you see something like this. Because usually platinum is leading, you know, is a strong leader of the metals complex. Doesn't lead it price-wise, but it leads it most of the time over the last couple of years directionally. So that's pretty impressive. So, you know, maybe this is just, again, that consolidation going on in the gold and the silver. Let's just go back and look at them. How about that, huh? Yeah, well, you know, when you look at this, it's just trapped here, nothing major. I mean, the daily is showing some weakness, and it's been doing that since it's pop up. It's bounced back. The weekly itself, yeah, it's going to survive. You know, it's definitely weak. There's no doubt about that. No doubt, right there, you can see it. It is weak, but it's still above the zero line. And what if the sellers sold? You know, out of a lot of this move coming up from the 1850 area, and you know, I mean, this thing the low. Let's go back to gold on J4X. I believe the low is in the 16s, right? Back in October. Yeah. Let me just make that bigger. There it is, right there, 1614. Back in that September, October low area. So a lot of things have shifted there from that point. A lot of shifting going on. A bottoming. So, you know, we've seen gold move from the lows of 16 all the way up to 22. That's a $600 move. Very impressive. And then I think we saw silver go to, what, 27? 17, I think it was. Let's put silver in there, too. And take a peek at it that way also. 1754. I think I did that yesterday. That's why I remembered 17. Yeah, with that October thing. This was even earlier. Because there's the October area right there. So they made bottoms a little ahead of everything and started lifting up. I remember Robin and I talking about that on the webinar one day. You know, we were pushing that back and forth. He was texting in, I was talking about it. Yeah, that type of thing. So, all right. So what we're seeing here is It's way up from, it's $9 higher. So, $9, it's up 100% from the 17. So that's a pretty good move. I heard the ratio yesterday was a little under 80, right around 80. And the best they've seen in a long time is 60 something. So we're really moving in that direction. And then when you go and look at, let's go back to platinum again. When you go back to platinum, it's like, whoa, platinum jacking itself. Right there. That's something. Wonder what palladium's doing. I know we have palladium on J4X. Let's take a look at palladium. Because I just saw it when I was trying to find bonds. Not there, not there, not there, not there. Sounds like something on the Big Bang Theory, Got it, got it, got it. Need it. Let's see, where's that? We're looking for palladium. I know I saw it on here. Light soybeans, palladium, right there. There we are. Doing the same thing. It's doing that jump up and jive stuff. Look at that. Coming from the 1300 area to the, let's see if we can make this better. 1331, and it's trading right now at 1665. Yes, 23. 1623 at the moment. Maybe even gotten a little bit higher to the 40s. So that's a decent move, What is that? About a third. It's about a 26%, 24% move. But silver, and from that, is that the October low? No, there's no October low. It's an October high for them. Yeah, I guess there it is. October low it was there. They put a low in there too. What was that? That was the 17s. 15s. What was that? 1577 low. So we're kind of like, it's not, it's been definitely different compared to the rest. Alrighty. That does it for the metals, unless anybody wants to try to take it apart more, look at the consolidations, or, ask for an opinion, or, whatever floats your boat. All right. So from there, let's go to, let's see, where are we going? We're going to the Brent. Let's go to the energy sector. There's Brent trading at 81 and change, just like yesterday. And crude oil over here trading at, June contract is trading at 78.16. It's moved off the 77s, lifting up a little bit more. You see it's going through the zero line as we speak at the moment. And it looks like it's trying to get into that weekly sell. It's very close. Lots of pressure there. So, there's the June contract. Looking good. What else can we say about any of that? I don't really have much more stronger opinion than that. As far as I can tell, oil is going to be hanging, up in this area in the 70s and the 80s, that type of thing. Our busy season for it is coming up. Our, the heating oil is down to like $2.50 or even lower a gallon, or 4 liters, or however you want to measure it. So things are changing for us, in that fashion. So what we're seeing here now is crude there, and then we see the back month. Let's go check out the back month, the June contract. Not June, July. We're going to be moving to July. We'll move to July on Monday. We'll be going to the August contract. But you can see here it's trying to lift up, and it is lower. They're discounting the back month. You see that pressure's on it there. And so that's what we're seeing at the moment. We could even take a quick look. Let's do this. Let's take a quick look. Let me do this. Let me save this. And let's see what the contract looks like. So copy window, paste window. Okay, and then let's go take a look at the contract on that one, so I'm not disturbing it. So we go all the way down to the bottom, right to there, and activate it, which is fine. And then what we do is we throw in the August contract. Let's see what August looks like. Instrument. Okay. Charlie Larry. Charlie Larry Q. Augie Doggies. Augie Doggies. There they are. Okay. And then see August and then September. Let's put September in there too. Because I see it's not in there. So right there. Add. There we go. Alright. And then we close that. And then we put the Augie Doggies in there. In some ways, I'd like to jump right to September. Why don't we do that? Let's just jump right to September. You know, get that 3-month flavor, you know. Okay, there we go. So you can see it went into the buy here. Into the sell over in here. That's nothing spectacular. It was in a sell for this whole move. That's cool. It pretty much lines up, and it's trying to get into the buy as we speak. And this is the September contract. Let's just save this, and that's what we're going to do. We'll send that out tonight as the new month. We'll be doing June. Are we doing June? Yeah, because May just expired yesterday, so we'll be doing June and September. And that'll do it. That's cool. And that's the action we're seeing there. And the contango is even worse. Look at that, 76.88 versus the front month of 4 months of 78.14. So that's a $1.26 discount in the back month. So right now, delivery is definitely driving that market. People need it. They want it. And the gasoline is being increased for the summer months. All right. And so let's just save this for the time being. Save workspace. There we go. And so now let's save workspace as. Let's really retain it. Yes. There we are. All right. From there, we'll go over to Nat Gas. And I guess we're getting really close to that one, too, since we're in May. So we're going to have to start thinking about, on Monday, I guess we'll have to move. Let's see what the exchange says about who has the most open interest and all. Not gas. Let's see, right there. And right there. And let's see what Nat Gas is. All right, so volume is about the same as June. But open interest it's 51,000 in May and 184,000, almost 4 times. What's interesting is July Nat Gas. July Nat Gas has got 260,000. That's pretty interesting. But I guess what we'll do is we'll go to June on Monday. Put the June contract in there. That'll be something. Yeah. All right, so there's Nat Gas at the moment. You can see it's trying to pop up, but it's doing a poor job at it. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's take a look at the next month and see how much of a difference it is. So copy and paste. Right there. And then let's see. Let me just double check that is that down below right there. Okay. And instrument. Let's put that in there. Since no one's, we're all paying attention to this stuff, so we have to make sure we know what's going on there. All right. So there's Nat Gas. And let's add a new one to that. We're going to put in NG, and we'll look that up, and we'll put both June nat gas in there, which is M, and we're going to put let's see, June. We'll put July in there too, so that's N, like in Nancy. All right, so M. There's M3. Add. Okay, and then let's put in N, like in Nancy. N3 there. There it is. All right, this will be interesting. So we go now. Okay, so close. And let's put the June one in there. There's that. And then let's do the same thing on, there it is. Like that. Okay. Okay. So it goes into the cell here with no problem. And then, let's see, that buy doesn't exist. We don't know how much it needs to be cleaned up, too. I have to go look at the exchange stuff and make sure it's fine. But it's in a cell, but it's trying to pierce up as we speak right there. Also, it did go in the buy there. Maybe we have to make sure that it's all cleaned up. So that's pretty much that. Okay, so we can move this over. Is that a buy there? That's a buy there. And then it went into the cell right there. Let's see, and then this cell can go right there. That buy is good. And the cell is right there. Let's grab that and move that over like that. There we are. Then we grab this one too. We can go like this. Stick that there. What else can we say about any of this? This one gets moved over one, like so. And then this one gets deleted altogether. There it is. So you can see there, that is the June contract. So we're seeing that pressure. Now let's look at the front month again, right there. Yeah, it's looking pretty much the same type of action. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, that does it for the... Oh, let's put it up on J4X. Where is it at? Right. Not gas. There's the Spanish one. We'll be checking that out in a few minutes. There it is right there. And so there's the nat gas in May. And the pressure is on the downside as we speak. And then let's slide over to Spain and see what's going on with that. There it is right there. 28.55. It keeps on lifting. Damn. Oh well. Sorry, Europeans. I'm hoping that it'll help things out, but it doesn't seem to do it. So, anyhow, this is Doc from North America. We will catch you all on Monday. Everybody have a safe and smart weekend. TGIM coming up on Monday. And what we'll be seeing is basically we'll be looking into the markets, and then I guess it must be the first week of May that they're going to raise the rate to a quarter point. They're saying 12 days. So 12 days from now would be like next Friday, 7 days. And then 5 days from there, it would be like Wednesday of the following week, the first week in May. So that's where I think we stand at this point, traders. So, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. To all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart weekend. Ta-ta for now. Oh, and the title will be King Mexican Peso.